Damn it, I got interrupted while filming this. Anyway, so my my computer microphone is still broken, so I guess I'll have to deal with that. I'll do it on my cell phone instead. I think the quality should be fine though. Now, I want to move away a bit from chapter reviews, but honestly, this week's chapters of One Piece and Boku no Hero were so hype. Holy moly, they were so good. I actually do just have to do a review of them because they're just great. They're just great chapters. Now, Black Clover was also a good chapter, a pretty good chapter actually. It would be a great chapter in any week where the other chapters weren't that great. So if it had come out earlier, it would have probably been the most hyped chapter of the week. But with this week's chapters, with this week's showing of Boku no Hero with My Hero Academia manga and One Piece manga, I just couldn't compare. It's just, I read One Piece, My Hero Academia, and then Black Clover last, basically. I might have to turn it around, but I'm not sure. But it just kind of felt like, I read Black Clover, and it's a good chapter, and I can see it. You see the first Magic Emperor and Licht, the two friends fighting together, Licht fully awakening. You can see them using their powers on the demon being like, screw you guys, you still can't kill me. Asta getting mixed into the fight. So it was a pretty good chapter, but it just, after reading the other two, it was like, yeah, I guess it's good. But damn. Alright, so let's move into One Piece straight away. Alright, One Piece, chapter 943. That's the right way. 943, Smile. As Doflamingo said on the phone with, what was his name? The weird guy at Sabaody, smiles. And we actually get to learn the nature of the smile fruits this chapter. And I think there were 3 parts of this chapter that really kind of felt like a punch in the gut. I don't know how Oda does this, but it really felt like a punch in the gut. All 3 parts of those, and we're gonna go through all 3. So, I mean, holy moly, Goda, what the hell? This is... Well, we'll see. And you should read the chapter first yourself, because you're going to appreciate this. This is just me fanboying out over the chapter, basically. So you're going to appreciate it much more after you've read it, but it's so hype. So basically, first we get another flashback with Yasue, basically the former daimyo of Hakumai region, who just got executed by Shogun Orochi. Yasue the Hedgehog, and we see the 9 red scabbards, so Odin's retainers. They tried to steal some treasure from them, and they all got caught, because apparently they weren't that good at stealing. And he was like, so, what the hell, why are you trying to steal so much money? And they're like, well, Odin needs the money. And he's just like... Odin, goddammit. He sure recruited some odd characters. That's his line. And I think that's just such a great line. I actually had to laugh at that out loud because I thought that was hilarious. Just seeing him like, Odin, why the hell? What the hell, dude? Seriously. But then he's like, all right, you know what? Take the money. Take all the money you tried to steal. Use it wisely. And here, actually take some more than that. You take more money that you tried to steal. They're like, what? Is this a trap or something? What's wrong with this? And the lighting, of course, is terrible as always, by the way. I apologize for that, but whatever. Then he asks, do you like Odin? Yeah, we all have a great debt to him. Okay, so then what you could do is go read some books and learn some manners so that you can serve him properly. Because the Shogun's retainers should be the strongest samurai in the land, the best samurai in the land. And it's basically him just like, all right, you guys are nowhere close, not even close to being good retainers. So how about you go read some books, get cultured, get some manners. Then you can be good servants to your master. That's what I give you the money for. So you can give it to Odin and so that you can become proper retainers to Odin. Man, it looks like there's constant lightning here, but it's really just the camera, cell phone camera. Whatever. Ignore that. It's the manga gods. It's Goda blessing me. I'm usually not on the Goda train, but this chapter actually is pretty hype. So we see all of the 9 red scabbards currently, not all of them actually. We see like 6 of them who all watch this and they're all crying. And then we see the people from Ibisu Town, they're all laughing. And everyone's like, what the hell? These people are completely insane. What's wrong with them? And that's where we get, to learn about smiles. And, this is not pretty. This is not pretty. And we just see, and this is we're gonna get back to that panel because it makes more sense after you've read the rest. But thing is, people there, we always knew there were two groups within Kaido's crew: the gifters and the pleasures. The gifters with the 2 horns, the pleasures with 1 horn. And basically, some people had speculated that the pleasures were those who hadn't consumed a smile yet, but were basically worthy of consuming a smile, and were just waiting on it. And the gifters were those who consumed a smile because they had the effect. It turns out that's not quite the case. There's actually 3 groups. It's the waiters, the ones waiting for the smile, to consume a smile. Then there's the gifters who did consume a smile and did get some animal power, some terrifying fruit power, zone power. And then there's the pleasures. Now, what are the pleasures? Well, turns out, actually, that making artificial devil fruits it's kind of sucky. Like, let's be honest, they just kind of suck. We all knew this. We all knew how terrible artificial devil fruits were from the start. Like, everyone here, I'm sure, who's watching this video and who's read One Piece knows that if you were offered to eat a smile, you wouldn't take it. Like, come on, let's be honest. No one would take that shit. It's like, no thanks. This is just bad. Now, turns out that the side of the effect of the smile is that you not only lose your ability to swim, which you will lose either way, but if you eat a smile, there's 2 outcomes. You get a power, or you lose your ability to express sadness or anger. You're literally only going to be able to laugh no matter how you feel. So the pleasures are the laughing warriors. They're basically the part of Kaido's crew who ate a smile and didn't get a power, just lost the ability to swim, and also lost their ability to do anything other than laughing and smiling. And when you read that, you're like, why would anyone ever want to take that chance? That's just horrible. It gets even worse. Turns out the chance of you actually getting the power that you ate the fruit for is 10%. So 9 out of 10 people who eat a smile will only lose their ability to express emotions other than laughing and their ability to swim, and that's all that you get. You basically get completely screwed over. So when you read that, you're like, what the hell? Why would anyone ever want to do that? Why would anyone ever want to eat a smile fruit? These fruits are really, really bad. And it turns out that Joker was... No, not Joker. Yeah, Caesar Clown and Joker. So Caesar Clown and Doflamingo and Kaido, they were kind of jokers, actually, because they just kind of went like, oh, so all you can do is smile? Well, let's call the fruit Smile then. And it's like, wow, you guys are pricks. Like, seriously, you guys are pricks. What the hell? Oh my god. This was the second punch in the stomach where it was like, wow, that sucks, dude. That's like the worst thing. And then it gets worse. And it still gets worse because then it turns out, because then I was like, all right, so what happened to Bisu Town? Because after you read that, it's like, okay, crap, what the hell? Are they all like former Kaido crew members? Like, seriously, are they all former Kaido crew members? No, actually what happened, when you eat a devil fruit, after you take the first bite, the spirit of the devil fruit leaves the fruit and goes into you, and basically the fruit just becomes a very bad tasting fruit. It's basically, there's no more power to be gained, it just tastes horrible and nothing else comes of it. That's not the case with smiles, because apparently when you eat a smile, and you don't get the power, or at least with the faulty fruits. I mean, I don't know what's with the non-faulty fruits. I assume it might be similar. It might not be. Oda might show something like that later. But with the faulty fruits, they were only bitten into once, as it says in the chapter, and they don't actually lose their side effect. So you still get the side effect of the fruit. And Orochi was kind of interested in those. I think you see where this is going, right? Need to, drink some water from my throat. But yeah, so basically, Ibisu town, which was called something different, leftover town. Basically, it was a leftover town, like every other, like we saw in Kuri, I think it was, right? In Kuri region, we saw there was a leftover town there. There's another one for the capital, and Shogun Orochi was basically like, all these people starving to death in leftover town, all of them like crying and being sad and mourning all the time. That's kind of annoying. You know what? We'll just put the faulty smile fruits in the garbage that we cart out to leftover town, and then when they eat it, they won't be able to cry anymore. So I won't have to hear their crying anymore. Now, that's a bit of a, I guess, pragmatic solution. I mean, he kind of sounds like the mayor of Flint. But okay, that was a horrible joke. All I know is that Flint's water apparently sucks, so that's horrible. But I should probably donate to a Flint charity or something for that. I don't know. No, but yeah, they basically ate those fruits and they lost their ability to become sad. And all they can do now is laugh, because they ate faulty smile fruits because they were starving to death, and Orochi just kind of packed that in the leftovers from the capital. Now at this point, that's the third punch in the stomach. At this point, I think Zoro is about to lose it. Like, you see Zoro and he's got like veins popping out all over his face. Like, all right, I'm gonna kill some motherfucker now. Like, he's like, I'm not fucking anymore. I'm gonna kill someone straight up. And yeah, basically Otoko tries to save her father with toad oil, and Orochi's like, oh, that's you. So I'm gonna try to shoot you. And the magistrate killer and the soba shop owner, Zoro, Juro, and Sangoro, come to the rescue, and we close on a panel of both of them standing next to each other, protecting Otoko, because you see Zoro, of course, had some interest in her because of her father, Yasue, and Sanji, or Sangoro, was basically interested in her because of her coming to the soba shop. So they're both defending her, and for the first time, and this is something Joyboy was looking forward to, which is going to actually be interesting in the next chapter, and holy, thank the Emperor, thank Goda that there's no break next week. Like, I wouldn't survive another break. This is too hype. They finally meet each other again. So this is going to be interesting. Next chapter, we are going to see Zoro and Sanji interact again for the first time since before Totland. We're going to see them probably fighting either Orochi or Drake and Hawkins, who are right next to them right now. And they're like, oh, what? Those two? And they're probably going to find out, wait a minute. No, wait. If they're here, that means the Straw Hat... Well, they already knew a Straw Hat... They already knew that Straw Hat Luffy, that way. Can't pronounce words. What the hell? Was there. But alright. Yeah, so this One Piece chapter was great. It was very hype. I recommended reading it to everyone. God damn it. I can't really speak. And I just covered my mouth. That's okay. Alright, let's get to the Boku no Hero chapter. That is My Hero Academia, chapter 229. Do we get a title for this? No title. So, there's that. So basically, I'm gonna very briefly break this down. It's just, read the chapter, it's very hype. Basically, these puppets they created and they can control, they throw aside and hold down the twice and try to snap Toga's neck. And Twice basically is like, why am I killing her? Am I really killing her? What is going on? I'm going to break. And he finally reaches a breaking point. And the thing is that, well, he had, he told a bit about his past. He basically shows his past that, he was always, when he was around 16, he was working for someone, and someone jumped towards him in his motorcycle, and he got a criminal record for, ramming the guy basically with his motorcycle, but apparently this guy just kind of jumped in front of him. So it wasn't really his fault, but he got fired for it because that guy was also the biggest client of the company he was working for. And then basically he's like, well, shit, you know, he landed out on the street. He started cloning himself to make sure that, you know, where did I think? Where do you think I went wrong? He talks to himself. He wanted companionship, basically. That's why he originally cloned himself. And then he started doing that more and more often because it was kind of fun, you know, talking to himself, being with himself. And, you know, he said, I wanted an easy life, and he basically committed grand theft. He basically used like dozens of his clones to rob banks and everything. And he just briefly skips over it, but at some point he kind of just has this this rock bottom phase, I guess, where his clones start murdering each other, and he's not sure whether he's the result of that. And he got introduced into by Jiren. He got introduced into the League of Villains. Basically, he says, "Look, I can't trust myself anymore. I can't even trust myself anymore. I don't even know if I'm the real me, and that's why I have to wear a bag over my head." And then Jiren's kind of like, "Well, how about you just try to become trusted? But by who? Well, find some friends. By the way, we got this pretty lively villain group that just popped up. How about, you know, you go and be part of them?" So that's how he met the League of Villains, and so he's trying to save Toga-chan, and because she was the one who basically caught him when he was at his lowest, and the puppets are that the gorillas dude uses just kind of beat the crap out of him. Now, something interesting mentioned during the flashback is that it takes a decent amount of damage to actually for one of his clones to actually die. So any doppelganger I make will disappear after taking a certain amount of damage. Let's see, for an adult male, I'd say a broken arm or so would do it. That's why I'm so nervous. And basically what he's saying is that, look, I never actually tried to wound myself because then if I was a clone, I would disappear. Now, I think, me thinking that I'm probably the original, I would probably just try to stab myself or something to see if I would disappear. Now in the hand or something, not too dangerous, or maybe stabbing yourself is a pretty bad idea. Or breaking something also sounds painful. But the thing is, if you're actually not convinced, if you think you might be a clone, you don't want to disappear from the world, right? You actually, you still want to live. You're like, okay, I'm a clone, but I still want to live. I'm still a person, right? So that's why he didn't actually ever try to get hurt. Even against Gigantomachia, he just kind of dodged all the time so he wouldn't ever seriously get injured. Now, the gorillas dude actually tells his puppet to break the guy's arms, both of them at the same time. You might see where this is going. And this is where the hype started. He's like, shit, it hurts, ow, it hurts. It hurts, but I'm not disappearing. And that's that's the moment where I'm like, oh my lord, seriously? So in his case, his quirk is incredibly powerful, but it was a psychological problem why he couldn't properly use it, because he was afraid of cloning himself. He cloned others, but he never cloned himself because he wasn't sure he was actually the real one. He was split. And now that his arms are broken, he's like, you know what? Now I know I'm the real one, because if I were a clone, I would have disappeared by now. So, yeah, I am the real deal. And basically Toga starts waking up, and they have to work harder to snap her neck, so he buys a bit of time with that, but he just kind of throws aside the other, puppets, and he's like, okay, move aside, you fakes, because now that I know I'm me. And you just see like a dozen clones of himself coming out from behind him, just him starting to clone himself several times, Move aside, you fakes. I would never kill a friend. My quirk double. I think it's about time you saw how terrifying it can be. Liberation Army. And this arc is probably my favorite arc, hands down. Because every villain is basically getting an upgrade. Every villain. We see every villain develop their quirk, develop in some way to get stronger. We saw Shigaraki's decay being incredibly strong. Now we saw Quagga's. Exactly. Toga's quirk, that's where the Quagga comes from. Toga's quirk evolving. That's incredibly powerful. And now we're seeing Twice being like, alright, playtime's over. I know I'm me again. Let's do this. and just using his quirk, being able to use his quirk on himself now. Which, that's awesome. And another thing I'm noticing right now is that all his clones, all his doubles have the mask on, and he doesn't. He has the mask off. So what I think might actually happen from now on is that Twice does not actually use the mask himself anymore. Because he knows he's himself, right? He's not split, so he knows he's himself. So he's not going to use the mask himself anymore, but he's going to use the mask on every single clone of him, so that way he can tell them apart or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he will do, but he knows he's the original, and you know, that's pretty dangerous. All right, so that was the review for Boku no Hero and One Piece this week. I'm gonna upload this maybe at the same time or after, but I basically made a video saying this channel is about experimentation, you know, finding what I want to do. Chapter reviews aren't really that, unless they're hype chapters. I think I'll still do hype chapter reviews if there are hype chapters. But outside of that, I'm not going to review boring chapters because that just doesn't make any sense. And so I guess in the times when the chapters aren't that hype, I might as well just do like different content. I thought of several things I could do, and I'm not gonna show it until I basically know I can do it. So you know, there you go. But yeah, this might be inconsistent from the exact type of content I deliver until I find what I actually like to do. And since I do this as a hobby, like everyone else, pretty much on YouTube, but I mean, I don't take ad revenue. I don't even have that many viewers. Like 4 people subscribe at this point. Yeah. So since I don't really gain much from this except for sharing my love for manga, really, I hope you subscribe. I mean, if you love manga, subscribe. And if you can put up with, you know, inconsistent, I guess, okay, so my value proposition to you would be for you to subscribe is I want to use this channel to share my love and my appreciation for the art form of manga, and to basically share the hype and the great moments I feel when reading manga chapters. That's what this is for. So that's all the content I'm going to do is going to be geared towards sharing my love for manga. So there you go. If you want to share the love, so to speak, you know, subscribe to the channel or share the video or whatever. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace out.